सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् नमः श्रीशङ्करानन्द गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे. It is explained that the Dvaita Jagat is Anirvachaniya Maya Kritam and Achintya Rachanatmaka, Achintya Rachana, it is said also. That is mysterious creation, indescribable, for it doesn't follow any logic. It can neither said to be real, nor it can said to be unreal. Why? Why it cannot said to be unreal? Kim hetu? Huh? Anubhava is there. Anubhutihi asti. Asya jagataha anubhuti asti. So the world is experience. Therefore, yat yat anubhuyate tat satyam iti kalpyate. Whatever is being experienced is considered to be real. Swapnaha anubhuyate. Satyam va? A dream is experienced, but is it real? Okay. Yat yat na asti, that which is not there can never be comprehended. Na pratiyate, that seen. Yadyapi, pratiyate eva. Jagat pratiyate, Jagat is appearing. Therefore, it is not unreal. Yadyapi bhadate jnana udayadurdvam bhadanam gacchati. At the dawn of knowledge, it disappears. Therefore, it cannot be said to be real as well. Yat bhadate na satyam tat. That which is subject to disappearance cannot be real, because trikale api yat vastu asti tadeva satyam. So therefore, it doesn't fall under the logic of sat or asat. Binnam va brahmanaha na binnam va. Maya binnava abhinnava. Is Maya different from Brahman? Cannot be. Because Maya Ishvara Shakti eva, Brahma Shakti eva. Tasmat Ishvarat Brahmana Abhinna Maya. But at the same time, Jadatvat Binna. Because it being inert and the Brahman being absolute consciousness and Maya being Jada, therefore it is Binna. Binnabhya binna upayatmikano sannapya sannap upayatmikano sangapanam gyat upayatmikano mahadhuta. Is it avayava savayava na avayava? Is it with the limbs and parts or without parts? It cannot be said to be both. Because karana rahitatvat na avayava asti. There is no part because it has no beginning. Because that which has a beginning can be said to be, the effect is only a part of the cause. But it is not having any cause. That's why your children say, because, and then move away. Because they are Maya world. Cause cannot be understood, known. But it causes everything. Therefore, savayava. Because it is subject to creating its effects. So, it has anga or ananga. Cannot be said. Ubaya cannot be possible because virodhatva. So, paraspara virodhatva. So, mahad buddha nirvicheni yamaya. So, that is understood. Now, if you say anirvachaniya maya, then even the consciousness is anirvachaniya. Because it is also indescribable, it is also causeless, it is also not seen. So, what is the way you prove the difference between anirvachaniyatva of maya and anirvachaniyatva of chetana, consciousness? So, the one hetu, karana is nityatvat. Yatyapi chetaha api chit, yatyapi chidatma api chit api anirvachaniyaha nityatvat, because it being eternal, consciousness is concerned, even though anirvachaniya, it is true, it is real. Whereas Maya of the same nature of anirvachaniya, but it is not, it is only an illusion, it is mithya. Bhadanam gacchati or bhadyate tasmat mithya. It is subject to falsification, therefore it is mithya. Whereas Brahma, Paramatma, na bhadyate kadabi. No time it is subject to disappearance. So, what do you mean by nityatva? Now, that is a prag abhava. That the idea was given. So, what was not there before is known to that which was there even when everything is absent. And paschat, after later also, nashaha gacchati, but the consciousness is present to know the absence also. So all the inert things created by Maya and Maya itself is also subject to falsification, for it has not been there before. That is why it is given here in the verse number 255. Pragabhavayutam dvaitam rachyate hi gatadivat tatapi rachana chintya mitya tenendra jalavat. You finished that? Okay. Pragabhavayutam dvaitam rachyate hi gatadivat tatapi rachana chintya mitya tenendra jalavat. Pragabhavayutam daitam Nipadivat tatapi rachana chintya mitya tenendra jalavat. Indrajalavat, like that of the internet. Sorry. Indrasya jalam. Jalam means net. Indrajalavat mithya. Rachana, achintya rachana, even though it is unimaginable, mysterious creation, prag abhavayutam dvaitam. This dvaita is, dualistic word is, prag abhavayutam. Yutam means endowed with, having the characteristic of what? Prag abhava, being not there before. Before the creation, it was not there. But Sadeva Saumya idam agre asid. But Sat is always there from the beginning. It is never has disappeared. Na asate vidyato bhavaha, na abhavo vidyate sataha. There is no absence of what is real. There is no real presence of what is unreal. That is, Bhagavan has pointed out the mithyatva at that point itself, in second chapter itself. So, prag abhavayutam dvaitam gatadivat rachyate. Like that of a gata, like a pot, it has come into existence at some point of time. It was not there all the time. It has come to manifest and subject to demanifestation, unmanifestation. So that is the reason, whereas in the case of a Paramatma, it is not so. That is said in the 256. Chit pratyakshātadonyasya mityatvam chanubhūyate nadvaitam aparoksham chet etanna vyahatam katam. Actually, cha iti. Actually, that one, cheti. Okay, we'll see that. Chit pratyakshātatonyasya mityatvam chanubhūyate nadvaitam aparoksham cheti etanna vyahatam katam. Cha iti. Chit pratyaksha. So the chit is not, the consciousness is not somebody has to tell you that you are conscious. Of course, Swamiji, when you become unconscious, somebody has to tell you. But when you are conscious, you don't need to be told that you are conscious. It is pratyaksha. It is very self-evident. Right? Chit pratyaksha tataha. So even that being, that Chit consciousness being by itself known. A part or a thing cannot be known by itself. For knowing this, there is a need for some conscious being. Isn't it? Some conscious being is necessary to know its existence. Whether this bottle is in this room at all or not cannot be known by anyone else except a conscious being. The table does not know that it is sitting on it. Of course, table don't say that if you ask table, and if he has the ability to say, then it will say, yes, this has been sitting on me for a long time. But this being inert, that being inert thing cannot know its own existence, much less it can know existence of anything else. Whereas consciousness is that which knows everything else, also primarily it knows itself. Therefore, it is aparoksha. Pratyaksha and aparoksha. Pratyaksha means known, aparoksha means known without any media. Immediate knowledge. Even through thoughts, you don't need to know that. I have thoughts, therefore I know myself. No. So that's what the Western world says. Well, Western philosophers or Western psychiatrists or the world of psychiatry would say, I think, therefore I am. So only when you are thinking, there is the awareness of yourself. When there is no thinking, there is no awareness of yourself. But that's not the case. Awareness is knowing. So chit pratyaksha, chit is pratyaksha. So here it is well known or directly known. Then aparoksham cha, and at the same time it is aparoksham. It cannot, it is immediate knowledge. It's known, and it is known without any media. Tataha, if that is the case, anyasya mityatvam cha anubhuyate. It also experiences the illusion of all other things other than itself. Everything else other than the consciousness is mithya. Other than the consciousness, anything else that is there is said to have only temporary existence. That is the reason why Advaitam Ekam Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Dvaitam. Advaita is only one. Anything else other than that is Dvaitam. And anything other than that which is there as Dvaitam is Mithya. So there is only one which responds self-knowing, aparoksha jnanam, aparoksha rupena asti, and at the same time yet tat vyatiriktam tat dvaitam mithya. Other than that, everything else is subject to appearance and disappearance. So therefore, tataha anyasya mithyatvam cha chidehe anubhuyate. By chit, it can be known as others as mithya. So, very clear. Is that clear? That Purvapakshi is slowly coming to terms. Because he only complained. Both of them are nirvachaniyam. What is the difference? One is that which is never ending, ever present, nitya. Another one is not even known until there is consciousness. One knows itself, another needs something else to know. So, here, na advaitam aparoksham. So, this next, so, advaitam aparoksham. So, tataha anyasya mithyatvam cha anubhuyate. So, advaitam aparoksham cha iti, if you still think that this advaita atma is aparoksham na iti, then you are contradicting yourself. Then you are, what is that? Vyahatam tat, vyahatam katam cha iti, etat na vyahatam. If you say that, is it not contradictory? So in other words, do you know yourself? Yes. Is it paroksha and aparoksha? Yes. Do you know yourself? Yes. Do you know yourself because of something else? No. So if somebody has to tell you that you know yourself? No. So aham iti aparoksham. Anything else in this world, aparoksham or paroksham? Meaning it can be known by not by itself. It needs consciousness to know that. Now, if you say that the Atma Advaitam na aparoksham, which is where he started with, then you are contradicting yourself. Na aparoksham iti chet cha iti etat. This kind of argument, is it not na vyahatam katam? Is it not that it's contradictory? So, that what you are saying is vyahatam. Vyahatam means self-contradictory. So there Purvapakshi admits, yes, you are right. But this Purvapakshi is for Nanubhai, no? It's constantly with. Huh?
This last sentence just said there. So you cannot still maintain the non-duality is not experienced.
No, so what you're saying is, in the translation it is a little different. So now you can see that both consciousness and the non-reality of the world are immediately experienced. So you cannot still maintain that non-dual is not experience. Maintain that. So the word yahadam is not translated. Yahadam means viruddham. The viruddham katam, is it not that it is contradictory? So that is not translated here. So now again Purvapakshi raises the point. Even though it is aparoksham, why is that? Even though one who knows that it is non-dual, it is directly experienced, it never disappears, it is one's own self, all that is there, still I find people who have this knowledge are still somewhat unhappy. Ittam yatvapya santushtaha. So, okay, before that, there is one more verse which is there in this. Yeah. Ittam yatva, 257. Ittam yatvapya santushtaha.
Ittam nyatvaapya santushtaha.
Kechit kuta itiryatam.
Kechit kuta itiryatam.
Charvakade prabuddhasya.
Charvakade prabuddhasya.
Apyatma deha. Okay. Charvakade prabuddhasyapi.
Charvakade prabuddhasyapi.
Atma deha kuto vada.
Atma deha kuto vada.
Ittam yatvapya santushtaha. Kechit kuta itiryatam. Charvakade prabuddhasyapi. Atma deha kuto vada. Ittam, in this way, jnatva api aparokshena atmanam aparokshena jnatva api. Even as one knows the self by itself, without any media, asantushtaha, incomplete, dissatisfied, kechit, some of them, kutaha, why, how come, iti iryatam, please tell. So obviously, he has not met with a Mahatma, that's why he is asking the question of about the scholars. The scholars and those who are very well read, very well able to explain, very well understood all these things, yet Gurudev used to say, the difference between a Mahatma and a professor of Vedanta. So where Mahatma was walking, the professor of Vedanta was carrying the baji bag and walking, walking very slowly. Samsar mein pada ho, samsar mein ये सब लेके जाना है. So he is still suffering the things of the world. Asantushta. Why is that they are so dissatisfied? Purvapakshi is asking, please tell me what is the reason for it. Now, obviously, this knowledge by nature is bliss. It is supposed to make us discover the bliss, not give us blisters. But then, how is that these people who know it, not jnatvapi asantushta, even knowing very well that Dvaitam is mithya. What can give you, see, Dvaitat bayam. Dvaita, the duality alone causes fear. Fear is caused by otherness. Dvaite bayam bhavati. Advaite na bayam. Abhayam sattva santushtaha. First thing he says in the Daivi Prakriti, abhayam. First thing, the sign of a man of knowledge is no fear. Because fear comes out of thinking of oneself different from that reality or limited, or thinking of the world as real and which can cause fear. So here, answer to that, Vedanta says, okay, your question is good. Let me start one thing. What? Charvakadehe. Those people who are holding on to the philosophy of Charvak. Charvak means what? Very sweet tongued. Materialists. What is their philosophy? Sarvam Shanigam. No, Sarvam. Everything is material only. Svishwam asti. Dvaitam asti. Dvaitam satyam. And they give reality to the world and worldly experiences. Everything is real. And punarjanmana asti. There is no punarjanmana vidyate for them also. मरने के बाद कोई रिटर्न आता नहीं है. सो यही सब कुछ करना है. अत्र एव अस्मिन् लोके एव सर्वं भजनीयं भोजनीयं नॉट भजनीयं भोजनीयं भोक्तव्यम. एवरीथिंग खाओ पियो मौज उड़ाओ मौज में रहो. दिस इज द नेचर. सो चारुवाकादेः प्रबुद्धस्य. So those people who are very well thinkers also, they still think body as the self. Deha atma kutaha vada. Do you agree with the Charvakas? He is asking. Because until this point, I mean, this Purvapaksha at least has come to, what? Constantly walking. What's that? The endless walking. Yes, I understand they go to the class. I go on and back and forth. They're heavy also. Bum, 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 bum. It eats me here. So yeah, how is that they are so very deliberately and consciously hold on to the body as the self? Do you agree with them? Even though you think that they are intelligent, what so-called rationalists, those people who think that they are rationalists, they still, even though they continuously see the physical body is continuously going through sickness and disease and old age, etc., still consider that is their Atma. Even though they are thinkers, they are considering themselves as discriminative intellect. If they are really doing discriminative intelligence, if they have, they should really see this is cannot be me. They have seen its birth, they see its growth, they see its diminution, they will see their death. And still they think that's what they are. So how do you agree with these people? Do you agree with them? Charvakadehi prabuddhasya api, even though they are intelligent enough, deha atma kutaha vada. How is that they hold on to this physical body and say it is true? So obviously Purvapaksha says, you are right, they are not thinking correct, right? Their thinking is incomplete. They are thinking like Virochana. The instruction that was given by Prajapati is the same to Indra as well as to Virochana. But how Virochana has taken him that only the body is said to be the Atma, and then went about saying that to his own world of people, saying that I learned from Prajapati himself what? Deha eva satyam, shariram satyam, shariram eva atma, tasmat enjoy. Punjiya bhogan, not Rudrapadika. Bunjiya bhogan. Enjoy all the pleasures of life. So here Purvapaksha recognizes, yeah, I think this actually Charvaks are not right. They cannot be Atma. They are not thinking correctly. Samyak vicharo nastyasya.
Samyak vicharo nastasya.
Didoshaditi chetata.
Didoshaditi chetata.
Asantushtastu shastrartam.
Asantushtastu shastrartam.
Nattu त्वैक्षन्त विशेषतः
न त्वैक्षन्त विशेषतः
सम्यक् विचारो नास्त्यस्य दीदोषादिति चेत्तथा असन्तुष्टास्तु शास्त्रार्थं न त्वैक्षन्त विशेषतः अस्य चारुवाकस्य of a person who is of a charvaka samyak vicharaha nasti. They are not rightly thinking. So Purvapakshi says, yeah, you are right. These charvakas are not people who think correctly. So samyak vicharaha nasti asya. What is that absence of proper discrimination? Di doshat. Dosha or defect in their buddhi, vicharahinatvat. So, samyak vicharaha na asti asya charuvakasya and so asya janasya we can also asya lokasya charuvaka janasya and di doshat iti. So, if you understand, or if the Purvapakshi says it is because of the absence of intelligent, absence of correct thinking, absence of proper discrimination. Iti chet, if that is the answer you give, tata, in the same way, when you say people who have learnt Advaita also asantushtaha, the same place here also. What? Didosha. Samyak vicharaha nasti. About what? Shastrartham tu na aikshanta. Shastrartham visheshadaha na aikshanta. The deep meaning of the Shastra is not seen by them. See, this is the reason why Shravanam can never be stopped. Because what we know at one level makes certain amount of brr, 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 brr going on there.
They are setting up tables.
Oh. So, one level of understanding in Shravanam, when you listen to the Shastra, yes, with some level of understanding happens. That is not sufficient. There are deeper and deeper and deeper layers of understanding. Panchadashi goes so deep into this, right? Putting arguments, putting different viewpoints, different ways of looking at it, putting logic, putting, questions and doubts. Because certain doubts we never ask. And when it is asked only, oh, yes, you are right. That doubt I never asked. Once you get the answer, oh, this is how to think this way. But one more doubt, further deep. So, Shravana, that is Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Do not make any mistake in that. Keep on engaging in going deeper and deeper and deeper layers of knowledge. So, Shastrartham Visheshadaha na aikshanta. They don't see, they don't recognize what? Shastrasya artham Visheshadaha. The exclusive, correct and deeper understanding of Vedanta or comprehension of Vedanta is not done, therefore asantushtaha. Therefore they will still remain dissatisfied. In spite of knowing the mithyatva of this world, Dvaita world, they are unable to discover the natural, spontaneous, effortless bliss of the self. So, that is the reason, as it is applicable in the case of Charvakas who are mistaking themselves, body to be themselves, because of the lack of correct thinking, so too, those people who have studied Vedanta and understanding the mithyatva of the Dvaitam, still they remain dissatisfied, incomplete, unable to comprehend the depth. Now, to point out this, he brings up a new topic here. What is the cause of unhappiness? What do you think? What is the cause of unhappiness in general by everybody?
Desires.
You already studied the text, that's what you're saying. What is causing discontentment is because I never feel that I'm content. Incompleteness. That incompleteness, we think, can be filled only by getting what we desire. So, therefore, here Kathopanishad quotes, Yata sarve pramuchyante
Yada sarve pramuchyante
kama yesya hriti shritaha
kama yesya hridi shritaha
iti shrautam phalam drishtam
iti shrodam phalam drishtam
neti chetdrishtameva tat
neti chetdrishameva tat
yada sarve pramuchyante kama yesya hriti shritaha iti shrautam phalam drishtam neti chetdrishtameva tat. In the Kathopanishad it is said, Yata sarve pramuchyante kama ye asya hridi shritaha. So very clearly it is said in this chapter in Kathopanishad, Kamaha ye kamaha, these desire asya hridi shritaha kamaha. Where are the desires? In the object or in your head? Object is outside, desire is in your head, right? So here the head is not head, physical head, it is hridi, in the heart, in the thinking. Hridi means buddhi, yeah. Buddhi is not the physical brain, Buddhi is the way you think. So hridi shritaha kamaha, the desires that are there found in the heart of the person, asya of the person, sarve yada pramuchyante. Even all of them have been released, meaning there is no more, then that person is said to have become completely santushta. Atmanevatmana tushta tita prajnastadochyate. Isn't it? Who is the Purusha who is santushta? Atmani eva atmana santushta. Na vishayeshu santushtihi asya tasya. Atmani eva santushtihi tasya. So a person who is free of desires from in his, which are found to be in his heart is said to be the only one who is really obtaining the true bliss of the self. So it is said, Idi shrautam phalam drishtam. Shruti kaditam phalam drishtam. So this is said in the Shruti Upanishad, and this phalam drishtam is very clearly seen. Somebody say no. Na iti chet. Nah, I don't think so. If you say no, this Shrautam Phalam, Shruti Darshitam Phalam is not seen, that means you have not seen a person like that. Meaning you have not understood the heart of a saint. The nature of a saint is one drishtameva. And who can say that? One who has reached there only can say, no, it is right. That is why it is said, Shastra in movement or mobile Shastra, not mobile Shastra. Mobile Shastra is Mahatmas only. Not mobile Shastra. So, Hamiji, mobile Shastra also has come. Mahatmas are mobile Shastras. These Mahatmas, they can clearly,
So I was like, this setting up, when
So, Shastra, what is said in the Shastra is true or not, who can tell you? Shastri won't tell you. Shastri only tell you what the Shastra says. But what Shastra says is true or not, who will tell you? Only who has experienced it. One in whom yasye asya hridishritaha kamaha pramuchyante ste santushtaha idi santushta eva vadanti. Right? See, if you smile, are you happy? No. Actually, I'm really unhappy. But yet I'm smiling. So when you go to a doctor and you say, I have a headache, he conducts all the tests, blood tests, because he's a scanning, brain scanning, everything he does. Then he says, I don't think you have a headache. What do you mean? I am experiencing it. Can I see by looking at you, do I know whether you have a headache? First of all, I have a doubt whether you have a head. The patient will say, I have a head and it is aching. And you are not able to diagnose that you don't have a head first of all. That's why it's not aching to you. So when he says that I am experienced, so only the Mahatmas can tell what is that santushti of akama santushti, where there is no desire at all. What is that state of mind and satisfaction? So that's why it says, drishtameva tat phalam drishtameva. It is directly experienceable. Because what you have been seeing, because the question is what? Asantushtaha. As he said, itam jnatva api asantushta. You only saw them, those people, right? Vedanta padke itna, I have become so sorrowful. Then why are you studying then? I'm studying Swamiji Vedanta and making me so unhappy now. Then don't study then. पढ़ना भी है, वो दुख भी होना है. So, if you have not understood correctly and you saw such people only who are miserable in spite of this knowledge, obviously you understand them, they have not clearly thought about it. So, as much as after studying Vedanta, so you go to someone who considers body as the self and he talks about something. As a child who is losing some pencil and it cries. Pen. It cries. Oh, my friend took away my pen. Pen. They're crying for the pen. So the boy, you also cried for your promotion, don't you? For the child, the pen is most important. For you, the promotion is important. I got the email saying that I have to report whatever has done but 1 week, past 1 week. Yeah, otherwise I'll be fired. You're crying for that also. So here, yata sarve pramuchyante kama yasya hridishritaha. The same idea is, what is that kama? Hridishritaha kama. The very same Kathopanishad explains in the next verse itself. Yada sarve prapidyante
Yada sarve pravidyante
hridaya grantayastviti
hridaya grandayasviti
kama granti swarupena
kama granthi swarupena
vyakyada vyakyasheshatah
vyakyata vakyasheshatah
yada sarve pravidyante hridaya grantayastviti Sarupena Vyakyata Vakyasheshatah. What is this removal of desires? Kamaha pramuchyante. Sarve kamaha. Hridishridaha sarve kamaha pramuchyante. Pramuchyante is a passive statement. Is being released. Yata, when sarve all kamaha desires, hridishridaha which are there, asya hridishridaha, there in the heart of a person, pramuchyante are released. And so when it is said it is released all the desires, what is we say, what is that process of releasing all the desires? What does it mean? So that very word desire is not used in the next line, next verse. Instead, he uses the word granthi. In Kathopanishad, Katagarishi uses the word granthi. Granthi means a knot. You know, grantha. Grantha is what?
Text.
Scripture. The scriptures are called grantha because they are tied. They are written on palm leaves and they are all put together and they are tied. Otherwise, you know, you do not know which is one, which is two. Like bind, like a bind, a spiral bind. There's granth. That's why you call it as a. That's how they do it. But there it is removed leaf by leaf and then put together. Those times that's how they can do it. So it's called grantha. So because they are tied up with a knot, they are knotted down, tied down. So this tying down is the nature of the knot. K-N-O-T, huh? Not N-O-T, not N-A-U-H-T also. You know, what is N-A-U-H-T? N-A-U-G-H-T. Not. Huh? What is not? Zero. So,
naval term for zero.
So one person from US, he went to India and then he was checking into a hotel. So what is the room? What is my room number? 102. Okay, so what is it then? 2? No, I told you 102. Yeah, 2, right? 1. Yeah, is it 1? No, 1 not 2. Okay, you tell 1 now. Why are you saying not 2? I know 103, 104, 104. 1 is there now. So there 0 is 1 not. 0 is 1. You have to be careful. So here that is not the not used. K-N-O-T. It's a bind. That which binds. Right? What do you call that? Knot. I don't know any other word for that. So Hridaya Granthihi, Grantayah, plural. So the same Kama word, the next verse in the same Kathopanishad refers to that as knots. Yata sarve, same, prabidyante instead of pramuchyante. Earlier the word was used pramuchyante. Here the word prabidyante. Bidyante means to cut, to break. Yata sarve hridaya grantayah prabidyante. When the knots of the heart have been released or loosened or broken. When the knowledge takes place, kama granthi swarupena, in the form of knots of the heart, in the form of desires. Kama granthi swarupena, vyakyata. That very word kama is not used here, it has been used in the form of knots. Kama granthi swarupena vyakyata. Vakyasheshatah, in the rest of the second line or second verse of the same Katopanishad, Vakya Sheshada, with a different connotation, using not in place of the desire. Now, this is a very important discussion here. Is it the same? Is not and the desire are one and the same or different? So, it is said, not is the cause, desire is the effect. Sometimes the effect is said while cause is still on. Gurudev used to give an explanation. You go to somebody's house and then the man of the house would like some tea or coffee. Tea. Oh. He just nods to his wife and she goes inside. She goes inside after maybe 10 minutes over. She has no sign of bringing tea anyway. So the man of the house gets a little restless. Waiter, he goes, what are you doing? Tea. He goes until near the stove and looks at it. The water is still boiling. Where is tea? Tea is in the making. Tea is in the making, but only water is getting boiled. The process is yet to be complete, but it has started already. It's a question of time. It will then put the other ingredients. In the same way, not is there, but it is being referred as karma. The not is the cause and the effect is the desire. But presently, the Upanishad, even though he talked about already the desire, actually what is there is only the not. So that is why it clarifies in the next line what we mean by desire presently, which is explained as when all the desires are released. What we mean by that is when the knots of the heart is loosened. When the cause is removed, the effect will eventually happen. Meaning if the knot is released, the desire will end. So we therefore clarifying what is the way of removing the desire is only by removing the knots of the heart. Vidyate hridaya grantihi chityante sarva samshayaha shiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Also it is said, Vidyate hridaya grantihi chityante sarva samshayaha. So here, now explaining what is this knot, K-N-O-T, that is taken up next. Now this knot, say what is a knot? It has to have two things. If you are tying something, it has to be tying between two things. Now in the Gita, it is said this tying is called bondage. What is considered as a knot itself is samsara. Whatever is there in the heart as the knots, they are the real samsara. And in the 14th chapter, he refers that as bondage. Right? Sattve sattvam sukhe sanjayati sukhena badnadi. Sattvam sukhena badnadi rajaha karmana tamaha alasya nidra rupena. So bondage is happening even as a person is in the sattvic mood, is subject to be bounded by, subject to binding by sukham, jnana sukham. And rajas, or person who has predominant rajas, is bound by karma. Because desires are there, karma will bind him. And a tamasic person is bound by alasya, nidra. These are the bondages. So bondages are, so if you come in the gradation, if you look at it, knots, desire, bondage, samsara. So samsara, cause of samsara is desire. Cause of the desire is the knot. So what is this knot? Now going to the not. What is not? Okay. As we saw, not requires two things. Two things to be bound. What are the two things that are bound here? Now, okay, the next verse. Ahankaracchidatmano
अहङ्कारचिदात्मानौ
ekikritya vivekatah
एकीकृत्या विवेकतः
idam me syadidam me syaditi
इदं मे स्यादिदं मे स्यादिति
ichcha kama shabditaha
इच्छा कामशब्दिताः
idicha is good. Okay. Ahankaracchidatmano ekikritya vivekatah idam me syad iti cha kama shabditaha. Now, kama, desire, kama shabditaha ichchaha. Ichchaha means desire, inclination, want. Itself is referred as desire. Kama shabditaha ichchaha. Ish is the root. Ish means ishtam, wanting, desire. Ichcha is desire again. And what that itself is in technically known as kama. Desire in a colloquial way, and ichcha, ichcha can be many different things, but kama in general is the inclination or desire for a particular thing. Idam me syad, let this be mine, let this be mine, let this be mine. Gucci or Gucci? So when you go to window shopping, it's the most dangerous thing. Idam me syad. May this be mine. May this be mine. Poor husband is looking at his purse, She is touching his purse and walking very carefully. So, idam me syad. So where this is thought of let this be mine, let this be mine, where does it come? So as we saw, because of the not. What are the not? Ahankara chidatmano. Two things that are seem to be connected. Ahankar, the ego, the individuality, and chidatma, the consciousness. The individual self, the so-called the disguising oneself as independent of that, which considers oneself as the body, mind, intellect, this ego, and the consciousness, they somehow have a wedlock. Gurudev calls it unholy wedlock. That wedlock is called not. Ahankaracchidatmano ekikritya. This is called anyonya adhyas. So, deha dharma has been seen or projected on Atman. Mano dharma is again projected on the Atman. Buddhi dharma is projected on the Atman. Reversely, Atma dharma is projected on deha and buddhi and mana. The qualities, the nature of consciousness is projected as the quality of the body or the nature of the mind and the intellect, and the conditioned nature of body, mind and intellect projected on the Atman. This is called anyonya adhyas. Anya. Two things of different characteristics seem to be together. Ekikritya. Because of what? Avivekataha. Due to absence of proper discrimination. The two things that are bound together and they are seen to be one. So one is unable to distinguish at all. In the normal circumstances, can we distinguish consciousness and the body? Normal, common man, you go Are you conscious? He will refer to his body as the conscious. I am conscious because my body is alive. He cannot distinguish, oh, consciousness is independent of this physical body. Consciousness is independent of the thoughts. Consciousness independent of my buddhi. That is not there. So, ekikritya, avivekataha, because of the lack of discrimination, leading to discontentment in the form of, unless this is there, I am unhappy. Only with this I'll be happy. Yidam me syat, idam me syat. Iti icha. This kind of desire is the expression of ekikaranam. Adhyasa eva karanam. Adhyasa eva grantihi. Tadeva kamasya moolam. Desire is caused by anyonya adhyasa. Atmani anatma bhava, anatmani atma bhava. So there is no ability to discriminate these two. This is called the knot. This is called the granthi. That granthi is adhyasa, anyonya adhyasa. Adhyasa leading to dissatisfaction, discontentment. And this discontentment can be overcome only by filling it with objects which will satisfy body or the mind or the intellect, because that is what one considers oneself to be. Right? So that is why this knot is a very important subject matter. Now he will talk about how this knot expresses itself in various ways and what we should understand about removing this knot. Hridaya Granthi. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.